Health and fitness coach based in Wales with clients, working with clients, lovely ladies all over the UK.
And I'm Lizzie. I'm a clinical specialist physio in pelvic health, working both in NHS and the private sector, also in Wales.
And welcome back to Oops, I Peed My Pants, the podcast that's here to break the silence, smash the cigarette and get real about female incontinence and pelvic floor health. So, series 2, Lizzie, it's been a long time in the making.
Yes, it has. My stock phrase would be, you can't rush a genius. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this one because it's quite practical, isn't it?
Very, very, very practical, listeners. We are talking about your pelvic floor, what's holding you, and why your pelvic floor might be holding you back in terms of getting back to movement and general exercise. So series 2 is going to be a no holding back, real talk, practical advice to help you move and exercise with confidence without your pelvic floor calling the shots.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, we were having a chat about this. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with cables. We were having a chat about this, weren't we? Just about why women find it so hard to get back into exercise or even start, or not even exercise, just activity. So very much activity we're focused on. And there's quite a crossover, isn't there, between what we both do in terms of our sort of professions. So I think we thought that would be quite a good share, wouldn't it, to just go through some of the common things that we hear. I think hopefully to strike a chord with some people and give them a few ideas, or just give them a little jolt into kind of going, yep, I'm going to start that tomorrow or even today. So yeah.
Yeah, so so we're going to do probably around, I think we've got about 6, maybe about 10 episodes, 10 episode plans. So we're going to be talking really over the next few episodes, we'll be diving into the symptoms, and then we've got some special guests who we will be interviewing. So for today's exercise, Lizzie, should we just go through the top 3 things which we know through our experience stops women from getting, you kind of getting taking part or really starting movement or exercise, just building that into their daily routine? I guess the thing that I see often is a confidence thing. So there's that fear, isn't there? Whether that's fear of doing it wrong or fear of the symptoms, but there's a real lack of confidence.
Yeah, massively. I think definitely that one, the fear of the symptoms, kind of like even if you've never leaked, if you feel like you're going to leak, or you struggle to get to the toilet on time, whether that's bowel or bladder every day, you're like, what if that happens when I'm out and about? I can't not even run, I can't walk where there's not a toilet, or the toilets are closing down, or it's winter. It's a nightmare trying to get out walking over the winter, isn't it? Because even if there is a toilet, half the time it's shut, and so there is a real fear of that. You're having to predict, where's the toilet, or I can't, how would I get to the toilet? And what would I do then if it all went wrong, if I was in the middle of nowhere? So there's that kind of a fear as well. I think there's just that sort of freeze, kind of like, I can't do it. I don't know where to start type thing, or I don't know what to do. And then also for me, and I think if when I had the kids, there was that fear of getting back into it. There was such a time lapse between when I was fit to actually being fit. I remember there's a beautiful beautiful day for the hills, and Gav's like, right, I've got the kids. Why don't you go and do Crib Goch for the day, or something like that? And that would be like a totally normal thing for me to do. And I just found myself making excuses. And I think it was that time lapse between having kids where you don't have time to do it, to all of a sudden 4 or 5 years later you've kind of got a little opportunity, and you think, oh my God, what if I can't do this anymore? It was a real sort of like,
Yeah.
wow, like a real sort of what do you call it? Like a wake up call, or not? Do you know what I mean? Like a real moment where I thought,
I
I've
know. You
never
just
felt like that.
feel because you've got that fear. Well, I mean, it's like your nervous system, doesn't it? It's your system, then you just freeze, and then your
Fear of
whole
failure as well. That's a big thing with me, and I'm sure many, is that fear of failure. What if I do that and I can't make it? Or
yeah.
what if I
So
try
fear.
and go for that walk and it's too long, or it hurts, or like say a wee everywhere? So yeah.
So where so what advice do you give to your ladies that you come into clinic when you encourage them to get back into, what do you say to them
So another
over
one, I have
fear?
many stock phrases, but my thing is just do what you know you can already do to begin. Just start somewhere, do something that you know you are not possibly going to fail at. Walk around the block, do a
Mm,
20-minute walk at lunchtime, something that you know is completely doable. There might be a loo on the way that you know is open. Just start somewhere, anywhere.
yeah.
What about you? What kind of things do you give
It's the
your
same thing, and I think it's like that. It's making it really small, and achievable. I mean, when I do my programs for clients, I break them up so that they're in 15-minute blocks anyway. So they might just want to get on the yoga mat one day, and then for 10 minutes, and then I'll put the core separate, so they might want to do mobility and a bit of core. So it's about breaking it up really small, so you overcome that. So it's like you say, it's just starting small, doing those little things, doing those really,
yeah.
really little things. And I guess the other thing that I see a lot of, which I hear all the time, is the time and life load.
Oh,
you know
massively.
women you know
Yeah.
women are carrying such a heavier load, and it's kind of like, it's just this whole concept of time.
We can't, if you think your life is so full, you're like, I can't fit that into the day. Here's a good tip. And I know it's, I used to actually quite enjoy watching my kids swim. But, if you're taking your children to a swim club or something, you know, uh, watch them for a bit, 10-minute walk. And then as they get older and a
Yeah.
little bit more independent, do you need to sit and watch them do 20 lengths of whatever it is, drop them off. Mummy's going to go for a walk. So it's very much, isn't it, about building it into what you've got already, so it doesn't take any extra time. Like, I know we should all look after ourselves
Mm.
and take time out, but actually, sometimes, let's get real, you can't do it. So it's not
Well,
not sitting in the
yeah.
staff room with it. It's doing a 10-minute walk, preferably with a friend at lunchtime. So that's no extra time out of your day. It's using better the time that you've got.
Well, I'm
I
glad you
think.
said using. I'm glad you said using better, because I'm
Yeah.
a little bit. I like to do a little bit tough love when it comes to this time issue, because it's like you say. Because if you
But
started off small and you're only asking them to do 15 minutes, then
I know, but do you know what? When
finding those 15 minutes, it can be.
hard, you are never, I'm telling you now, you're never going to prioritize. It's very few women that prioritize themselves. And I remember when it was this chap I used to treat years ago, and I was like a baby physio. And I was going, why aren't you, Craig? Why are you not doing your exercises? 10 minutes is like, Lizzie, you don't understand. When you've got kids, you haven't got 10 minutes. And if you have got 10 minutes, it's to have a poo or or sit down and have a cup of tea. And now I've got two kids. It's not twice the work, it's like 11 billion times the work. And I remember thinking, what a flipping wuss, just sort your life out. But now I'm like, right, I see where you're going. So I'm like minimal. I give my patients minimal to do. They want the biggest bang for the buck, and it's got to fit in with the day. I think once the
Yeah.
kids get a bit older, or if you've got a lot of support around you, where you can offload them for a bit, brilliant. But as far as I'm concerned, build it into your day. It's got to be part of can you drop the kids off at school and do a little walk? Can you walk at lunchtime while the kids are in Kilchmaithrin, that we call it around here, the preschool thing? Can you, rather than running back to put the dishwasher on, can you do it then? Or like say swim club, gym club, whatever it is they're doing club, can you
Yeah.
use
Or
that time?
can you switch off the TV?
Well, yes, yeah, or when they've gone to
I'm
bed.
always about. I mean, it's like, well, yeah. Can you switch off the TV and put your mobile phone down, and then tell me
Yeah.
then have a look at your time. And I guess the third point, um, is the practical, is kind of like the practical and emotional friction. So it's kit and the discomfort, isn't it? It's like, what are you going to wear? Because a lot of women, and you see it now, and you see. I mean, God, what's that latest craze that's going on when everybody looks the same and they've all got the Hydrox? Do you know the Hydrox? I call them the Hydrox.
Oh,
Hyrox.
High
Hyrox.
rocks.
The Hyrox look. The Hyrox look in the
Oh,
gym.
what
Have you
with
seen
the
the Hyrox? with the little
Like
tiny
the leggings and the looks
well,
like
no,
you got these
the little shorts and the bikini tops, the high
the
rocks look
one
that everybody
the one
seems.
that I wish that I could wear, but frankly, I think
I
everyone would
don't
vomit in
think
the gym.
anybody. I don't think I'd be wearing that. Jesus, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
No,
But no, but on a serious level, I think the you know the practical. What do you wear as you get older to go to the gym? Isn't it? It's that what's gonna what do you wear that's comfortable?
do
I
you
mean,
know
I
what?
wear anything.
Yeah, I wear my most rubbish. To be fair, actually, I have bought a few new pairs of leggings, but because I find leggings quite comfy, but generally, I wear my crappiest clothes. So they go from relatively smart leggings or joggers or something like that. Then they get relegated to gym wear, usually when they've got a few holes in. And when they're really
Yeah,
too disgusting, then I wear them on the farm. So there's like normal wear, gym wear, then farm wear. I've
farm
usually
wear. That's
yeah.
especially when you're in. That's like the socks, though, isn't it? I've taken to wearing. I've noticed that. I mean, I used to be very coordinated, hands up. I did, and especially when I was living in the Middle East when it was sunny all the time. It was kind of really nice. So all my kit's still there. And I do remember when in my 20s you had that thing that went up your bum, the leotard that went up your bum. But then
Oh yeah.
all of a sudden, you can, and especially a full disclaimer here, listeners, if anybody's lived, Lizzie and I live in Wales, and it is frigging cold,
Oh
freezing
no,
cold,
yeah.
deep dark winters, and I've taken to wearing the most awful woolly socks in the gym, and I really don't care. I mean, my walking socks, and I just look like I can't believe.
If you
But
start wearing woolen pants, that'd be quite bad.
you know what? For me now, I just don't care. It's whatever I can find goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, they are gym stuff. It is the leggings.
Yeah,
I
but
always wear leggings,
why
but
do you wanna, I just think, why do you want to sweat in stinking really nice stuff? I mean, to be
oh,
fair, listen, you're gonna get
I'm over anything like that. On the bike,
no.
no, I do have a kit on the bike. There's no doubt about it. When I'm cycling, I will be in a kit, but
But
these
that
gyms, it's just strip it back, wear something comfy. And if you do, and if you're worried about, that's why we have black leggings, isn't it? If you do worried about a little leak, you
well, yeah. No, I was just about to say, if it's don't wear, if you are gonna go to the gym or go for a walk and you're worried about leaking, wear. My advice would be wear, and it's practical. This is not what you should. I'm not saying put up with it. I'm just saying black trousers, black leggings, have a jumper or a little jacket that you can tie around your waist. And I've learned that from patients. They go, "Oh my God, I'd never wear grey. That is the worst thing ever because if you leak, you can see it straight away." White is also really any colour other than black. And as the lady says, I always have a little jacket around my waist or a jumper so that if I did wee everywhere, which incidentally she never has, she can tie that around her waist and it hides the patch. So but generally, I think flip it anything, where whatever you've got on, you can walk in jeans. We're not talking about going to the gym and pumping iron, are we? We're talking about moving your arms, moving your legs. So the biggest thing you can do is go and get a pair of trainers, and I don't mean 120 quid pair of trainers. I mean just like a decent trainer where I've done it again. I haven't got one here. I know. Hang on. What you don't want. You don't want a shoe like that that's flat, if preferably. But let's face it, any shoe, you want a shoe with a back on it, and preferably a comfy pair of trainers that has got a little curve. Okay, so this is flat, but the ones where the toes go up, and they're better. But you can grab those from supermarket, Tesco, George, wherever. Just something comfy that fits you nicely, and that isn't sort of too hard underfoot. And that's the no, that's your big thing, isn't it? But essentially, you can walk. You just need legs. You just need a pair of legs to walk, and you're done. That's your main kit.
so ladies, listeners, 3 tips. We hear you that it's confidence, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit more over the coming series about the confidence. So start small, minimum dose. The second one we've got is that
Monthly.
time. So it's kind of like
Mm,
you said, Lizzie, building movement into your daily life. So we're not thinking that we have to go and do those 45 minutes exercise. We can do the 15 minutes,
no.
10 minutes, even run up and down the
Yeah.
stairs. And then I guess then the third thing is really being practical, isn't it? Being practical about what you wear. Don't worry about it too much. Stop all of those, that little negative, that monkey in the mind that just keeps you holding you back with all the self-talk about why you can't do it. It's just get in there. Nobody's gonna judge you. I think we're having, people have this fear, don't they? We're gonna get judged.
Well, we might get judged, but generally the people that judge, I don't really care.
No, I
Like,
don't
not
care
about their
anymore.
opinion. You always get the judges.
I'm way over caring about.
Yeah,
I'm way
they're
over
not the kind of
caring about.
people. Yeah. So,
So
and then I'll go on, as I say, and just do it even if it's something once a week. You know, when you hear everyone go, "Oh, you've got to do something 3 times a week minimum," oh, forget it. If you do something once a week, it's still 100% more than you're doing if you're doing nothing. So set yourself up for success. Easy, once a week.
Absolutely. So, series 2 is all about movement. It's all about helping you get back into movement or start movement and exercise. And we are going to do a deep dive into the symptoms, and with the aim of coming out of that with almost like a guide to help women to keep their pelvic floor healthy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so what we're looking at, we're looking at things like prolapse, maybe urinary leakage, bowel leakage. So what the kind of issue, what the issues are around it, and how you can little practical tips on what you can do to just to make sure that you can become active and either help those symptoms get better or manage them on the way. Does that make sense?
And the news is that we will be supporting the She Ultra community. The She Ultra community is a fantastic event. I won't call it a race; it's an event, an event that happens over in Pwllheli in North Wales, and it is a challenge for women: a run, jog, skip, whatever you want, 50 kilometres. But Hugh Williams, who set it up, we have got an interview with Hugh coming up. We will put it in at the end of this episode so you can listen to it. He's one of life's stars. He's just amazing.
You love him, don't you? Yeah, I'm really excited to meet him.
If everybody was more Hugh, then life would be, his outlook on life. He's fighting stage 4 cancer. He's set up this community to raise money for cancer charities locally. He's got a huge community of women, 2,000, nearly 3,000 women signed up for the event. We're doing the 10K run in early March, and he's just an all-round, just pretty awesome guy. So we are going to put the episode in at the end of this episode because we'll be interviewing him straight after this. So we'll edit it in. So we hope you enjoy that. But in the meantime, Lizzie, I'm looking forward to this series. We've got the Every Woman Festival in July. I can't remember the date. In London. I'll put links up to that as well. So we're supporting that this year. And then you're training for the 50K. Oh my God, sorry, listeners. I completely forgot. Lizzie is in full flight.
That's all right. It's not really exciting. Although, I have to say, so I do, it's not, the running part is not for everyone, so you can walk it, but I'm aiming to run some of it. I actually ran 13 miles yesterday with Gareth. I was very proud. Yeah, it's like the furthest I've ever run in my whole entire life. And
that's amazing.
I can walk this morning. Yeah, no pain. So
I'm niggles, no nothing.
No, I'm tired.
The strength of pain. That's brilliant. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Brilliant. That's brilliant. So, ladies, thank you for listening. We're very excited to be bringing you series 2 of Oops, I Peed My Pants podcast. Lizzie, how can women get involved? Because we still want stories. How can they get involved?
Oh, yeah, I really want stories. So the most hideous, cringeworthy, embarrassing wee or poo or wind, any kind of, all the childish stories. You can send them in to, what's the email address? Oops, I peed my pants podcast @gmail.com.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously they'll be anonymous, but yeah, do send them in. Otherwise, I have to keep telling you my hideously embarrassing stories, of which there are plenty, but do share.
Brilliant. Okay, listeners. Well, thank you for joining us. We are looking forward to series 2. And yeah, let's break the stigma about female incontinence and pelvic health, one laugh and sneeze at a time. Great.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.